Hey, Prof, is it okay if my deck for Shuffle Up has some proxies in it?
Yeah, as long as they're legible and easy to read, we're a proxy-friendly show.
Oh, good, okay, because I don't want to have to buy another $40 smothering tithe. I can't believe it's still that price.
I know, right? You'd think the price would at least come down a little bit after being reprinted in Commander Collection White.
Commander Collection what?
Don't you remember? They reprinted it last year in Commander Collection White.
There wasn't a Commander Collection White last year, they just decided not to do one.
They absolutely did one. The year before that, it was Commander Collection Black, and then the year before that, it was Commander Collection Green. Last year was Commander Collection White. Vince, they're not gonna stop an entire product line after just 2 colors.
I have no recollection of this product. Did it come out before or after the whole dual deck Ugin versus Bolas thing?
Dual deck what? No, they haven't done a dual deck for years.
What are you on about? They do one every year. Ugin versus Bolas was last fall, and the year before was Plants versus Zombies.
Wait, you mean the one that had Avenger of Zendikar on the front? That was Zendikar versus Eldrazi.
No, that was the Universes Beyond dual deck, Plants vs. Zombies. It was right after the Dak Faden versus Domri Raid In Memoriam Special Edition deck.
No. They stopped making dual decks. They only make From the Vault now.
From the Vault was the one they stopped. The last one was Transform.
No. They have had half a dozen From the Vaults since then. They did From the Vault Slivers, right? And they did From the Vault Wizards, From the Vault Instants, and From the Vault Transformers was the last one they did, with Brothers War.
Transform, you see how I got confused? It's like when they changed event decks to be challenger decks, and then started doing yearly modern challenger decks. It's really confusing.
Vince, they only did one modern event deck. It was years ago.
I know, because they changed the name of it from event deck to challenger deck.
Huh?
They do challenger decks for standard, pioneer, modern, and frontier every year now.
No, wait, Frontier is not a supported format.
Tell me about it. They put in 2 Abzan mid-range decks, didn't reprint Siege Rhino once, and didn't even put in Esper Control deck. It's a joke.
You want to know what the real joke is? Spellbooks. They only did 3 of those.
Only 3? Jace, Gideon, Vraska, and I could have sworn there's a Dak Faden one.
No, they did Jace, Vraska, and Chandra.
Right, Dak Faden was the dual deck.
And also they had the From the Vault Dak Faden as well. I forgot about that one earlier. Wow, what a heartwarming send-off to the greatest thief in the multiverse.
In my opinion, though, the short stories about him could have been a bit longer.
Yeah, but they did do 7 of them as well as those Dak Faden comic books.
No, you're having me on. They never did Dak Faden comic books.
Yes, they did. It was right around the time of the first modern event deck.
You mean challenger deck?
Oh my god, I'm so confused. I don't remember half of these products, and the other half apparently I didn't notice even came out. Can we change the topic? Let's talk about Dies to Removal. What are we talking about on Dies to Removal?
Collector Booster Special Edition, 15 cards, 5 rares per pack, and in spite of being called Special Edition, Brian, not a single specialized serialized card.
All right, that one isn't real. You're making that one up.
If only I was, Brian. If only I was.
Hey, did the Magic the Gathering movie ever come out?
No, it never did. And the Netflix show only got 1 season.
There's a Netflix show? Hello and welcome to Dies to Removal, the Magic the Gathering podcast where Pleasant Kenobi and myself
That's me.
talk about all things Magic the Gathering and a very special you are. I'm so glad to have you back here, Vince.
It's been a long time. It took me 9 months to travel the Atlantic by boat.
I wonder,
I'm here.
9 months, what on earth could have been more important than making silly videos with me for 9 months? What kind of life event, 9 months?
Well, when I left England, my wife was pregnant. I think the baby has been born, but I can't get in hold of her because she's in the old world.
Right.
And we just don't have the technology. So 9 months from now, I'll get back and find a baby, hopefully.
So I'm going to try and get this video up soon, but sometimes, as people know, when we do the live videos, they come up a lot later. Has the baby been born?
Okay. All jokes aside, I've got a baby and she's 3 months old. Yeah.
That's congratulations.
Congratulations to me. You can comment down below. Congratulations. This isn't engagement bait, by the way. I do actually have a child. This isn't us prompting you to leave comments.
I also have a child, and this is engagement bait. Now, my child is 9 years old, but I feel you owe me. I feel you owe me a lot of congratulations. They're like 9 years late, so make sure you leave those comments in addition 2 comments each.
And for those of you wondering, I wasn't allowed to call my daughter Thalia because that was the first name. But she's called Clementine, which is a much nicer name.
It's a beautiful name.
It is a beautiful
I think it's a very
name.
beautiful name. She's a very beautiful girl. What are we talking about today?
So we're going to talk about, this is kind of old news, but it makes sense in the current climate. Project Booster Fun, which some of you might not be aware of the term, but it was the project under which Wizards of the Coast decided to make 1,001 different products that launch every single month. And the reason we're talking about it, in context, so you understand, is that Lord of the Rings is not out as of the recording of this video, but previews are going at the moment to age us a little bit.
Oh my God, is Lord of the Rings going to have so much fun?
There is so much booster fun to be had.
Oh God.
I'm almost out of it already. I haven't opened a single booster and I'm already all out of fun. It's kind of wild.
I'm exhausted from all of this fun.
So, the idea of Project Booster Fun, let's just give it in a nutshell, is to reinvigorate the product line and make it fun again to open boosters. That was like their mission statement, to make opening boosters fun. Because as we all know, prior to this,
no one ever opened boosters and had fun.
No one in other games struggle to make people open boosters because they haven't had Project Booster
Well, it's just not fun to buy a booster pack and open it, but you know what is fun? If that booster pack costs $25.
I think that is true. But the fun I have is directly in correlation with how much money I've spent.
Yeah.
But do you remember, so let's start with that. Was it fun before we got draft, set, collector, and everything else?
It was hella fun.
Yes.
It was actually, like, first of all, as someone who got started playing in high school, there was nothing more fun than skipping lunch and taking the money my mom gave me to buy lunch and going to my local game store and getting a pack of, at the time, revised, opening it up and getting a rare such as Nightmare or Shivan Dragon.
Do you have all your old revised stuff, or did you
I sold it when I graduated high school, and my friend, who you met last night...
Have you seen those prices? Have you seen those prices?
When I graduated high school, I sold my collection, and my friend, who you met last night, said, "Don't do that, you're going to want it someday." And I said, "Adults don't play Magic the Gathering." And then one day in our 30s, he said, "Check it out, my old Magic cards." And I said, "God, I wish I saved those," but it got me back in, and here we are now.
Weirdly, I kept all my old Magic cards, but I didn't play as early as you, so I don't have all the expensive stuff. But I did get rid of all my old Pokemon cards.
Right.
Because, as I was growing older, like, oh no, Magic's still okay in a way because it's Wizards, but no, Pokemon's not cool. And I also regret that. But anyway, not a point.
There's no Pokemon cards that are worth any money, is that correct?
No, of course not. None at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, so opening boosters is exciting to the point that I used to do the same, where I would get pocket money, I'll go to my local toy shop and I'll get packs, which were Portal at the time, that to age us a little bit. Portal going into Urza Saga time, boosters then. And it was the most exciting thing in the world. And even going on, like buying boosters, there used to be a thing at market stalls when Pokemon got big in the UK, where people would make their own boosters to sell to kids that were obviously crap. It was all the crap that no one wanted. But even then, just getting a crap booster that I knew was scamming me was still exciting.
You know why it was exciting and why it was fun? And I'm dead serious about this, because I knew what was in it.
Did you know back then?
Yeah, I knew you got this many uncommons, the rare.
I thought you meant like the structure of the set.
No, I mean like one of the things, and we're going to get a little mishmash before we get into the specifics of what Lord of the Rings is doing, which is wild, not to be confused with Wilds of Eldraine, which they're also doing, we can presumably something, but I really like the idea of you buy this pack and it's going to have this, and I know what it is. And I feel that a big thing is where now we have those slideshows. We were looking at it before the episode, and in addition to the slideshows, they now have to have like textbook long pages of like, there's a 62% chance of a serialized card in slots 1, 3, 7, and 8.
I feel that might be a legal thing, but yeah.
It may be, but it's like, I don't know what's in a collector booster. I know sort of what's kind of in it.
It changes regularly too. So
they change
even if you do learn it from set to set, they obviously have those. They have those the exact graphic. We'll have it on screen perhaps. They slide out of the booster telling you what's in what. When you show it for the Lord of the Rings one, that changes every single set.
It does.
Every single set.
And I feel that makes it less, for me, it makes it less fun, because for me, it was like, okay, I'm opening a pack, going through this. Ooh, I got this. And here it is, the thing. But you open up a collector booster and it's like, And it's like, yeah, that's a cool treatment. I like showcase frames. I like super art. But when it's all there, it's one of those, for me, I've always said, price aside, the collector booster and larger extent booster fun issue is it's too much of a good thing. Sure. It's like Wizards needs a little bit of chill. Wizards needs a little bit of chill, where if they said to me a collector booster is just like a draft booster, except they're all in showcase, and one card at the end or 3 cards at the end will be super art, mythics, or rare. Or they had a formula.
It kind of, to play, and not even different advert cut, but they do kind of do that.
But they're not. I might get a non-foil in a collector booster. I might get extended art. I might get extended art. It's not the same as super art.
Everything you get in a collector booster, is meant to be special. That's the argument, right? It's all foils.
Too much.
And then your non-foils might be from a Commander product, or it might be an extended border of a Commander product.
Or it might be the list.
Foil versions of that.
No, that's set boosters.
No, the list is not in collector, they're in set.
Wait, is the list also? The list is only in sets. This is what I mean. It's just like...
Yes.
And what's on the list currently?
But on the upside...
What's on the list currently?
Who knows? The list is another issue that I think it should be in more boosters or always be hits. At the moment, it's in some percentage of boosters and not always hits as well.
When we were in Zendikar and Amonkhet and they had masterpieces, for the most part, did you know what the masterpieces were, what the expeditions were?
Yes, because there's only 30 of them where the list is 500 cards
and
long.
It changes.
I'm not going to say strong.
How often does the list change? Is it every set or is it every other set or is it every one they feel like it?
I believe it's every set.
It's every set.
But someone in the comment can...
Does it wholly change or just partially change?
Some parts change.
Some parts change. Which parts change?
I don't know. But we don't need to necessarily know all of
I'm not crazy here, though. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. People are like, what's your problem, Professor?
But some of these things we don't need to know. Like the list, it's not important to be able to know all 500 cards on the list.
Right? Why isn't there 500 cards?
I don't know. This is my point. It should be more hits. But the list has achieved some things that are old cards that haven't been reprinted in years. I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but I know there are some, because I looked at prices recently, that have gone onto the list and actually gone down in price. So the list has succeeded, because this is about goals, right? The list has succeeded in bringing some prices down. It's still a weird thing. It's still a weirdly...
There's like basic lands on it sometimes, or like commons, they're worth like 12 cents.
I opened like an enchantment that gave a creature flying the other day, like a common from like Tempest or something. I thought it was on the reserve list, but it wasn't, obviously. It's the list. I just tore it in half on video. I know people hate that.
Don't do that.
No, I'm sorry. It's a protest. It's a protest. I will not have crap in my list.
That's destroying my own property in protest.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone else to have to see that and be like, why is that on the list?
Yeah.
I don't want that confusion.
Yeah.
Are you actually anti-destroying all Magic cards ever?
I don't think you should destroy Magic cards. I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, why not donate it to your after-school club?
I donate loads of my bulk to a local club and a local store for new players. But
I just feel like
no.
I feel like there's uses for it, and I also feel like somebody wants it. And so if you're going to destroy it, why not give it away for free instead to someone who might enjoy it? That's my philosophy.
This makes more of a statement if I tear it in half.
It makes a statement about you.
It makes a statement about the list.
No,
I'm sorry, destroying one common is not upsetting a local club for not having that one common.
If you're upset that Vince destroyed one common on camera, please let us know in the comments.
No. Go find the short that I uploaded of me doing it and put it in the comments of that, because the engagement is great.
Baiting?
Anyway, yes, who's engagement baiting? So we don't need to know all the lists. That's not necessary.
You have a shorts channel?
No, it's normally a YouTube channel. I occasionally upload shorts as well. I'm also partnered on Twitch, hence the socks, if anyone hadn't noticed. I've done it on purpose. You should subscribe. 7 p.m. BST every Monday. I stream
you mean
a bit of
YouTube
Magic.
Live? YouTube Live?
No, it's Twitch. I normally stream Magic until you log into Modo and then has an impromptu downtime and have to go back to Pokemon, because at least that client works.
What the hell is Modo?
Modo is the Magic that has online with digital objects.
Oh, with the free-to-play thing.
No, there's no free-to-play on Modo.
You're telling me that Magic the Gathering has multiple... You're going to tell me, I know we're talking about all these collector boosters, all these different boosters. You're going to tell me that Magic also has multiple online clients?
Yes.
That's crazy. Why wouldn't they just have one online client that you do everything on?
At least twice a month, every other week, I'll be streaming Modo, playing Cube or Legacy or Modern, and someone will come into the chat and go, hey, first time watching, what is this? And I'm like, this is Magic the Gathering Online. These people have never seen it because it's such a weird artifact of the past.
So Magic Online is like draft boosters and Magic Arena is like collector boosters?
If you want. I think that's a terrible
I actually think that's a really good analogy.
How is that good?
Because Magic Arena is shiny and flashing and flashy and more expensive. And Magic Online is like draft boosters, where it's cut down to the basics and you actually get to play the game.
But with Modo, you can sell out. But with draft boosters, you'd struggle to sell out now because none of the cards are worth anything, which is an upside in my opinion.
And Duels of the Planeswalkers is like set boosters.
No, that's just like arbitrarily including that in there. I shouldn't say that naughty word. That's Boulder Dash.
If you agree, make a comment saying you agree.
Nonsense. Anyway. Where were we before we got onto Modo?
Booster fun. Is it fun?
I think it can be fun. I do genuinely believe open collector boosters can be fun. It is enjoyable to do. You'd hate it.
Well, I don't like collector boosters, but a big thing that I don't like about it is the price. I think $20 to $25 for standard is outrageous. Like $4, A lot of people say, is Magic the Gathering, it's just gambling. And I go, yeah, but there's a difference between gambling in the nickel slots and gambling at the $500 table. And one of them could destroy your life, and the other one destroys a burrito, money that could buy a burrito. And it's kind of like I said, I think it's kind of cute. Like, oh, I skipped lunch to use that $4 to buy a booster pack.
I don't think skipping lunch is cool, by the way. If you are watching this and think about skipping lunch to buy packs, don't do that.
Kids do it.
Hang on, so it's
okay if kids gamble.
It's not okay to tear out one common. It's not okay to tear out one common, but skipping lunch and gambling are perfectly okay in the pop stick.
If children do it, yes.
Anyway, oh bloody hell, we got off track again. So collector are fun to open though, because it is so flashy and splashy. I just think it's sad that we've lost the fun of opening draft boosters, because I don't think they are fun to open anymore. They're kind of like nowadays with the current set, like with March just happened. I think you said it in your booster box game. March or will be one of the two Phyrexia sets. You open set boosters because it's just a much better time than opening draft boosters. And I don't know why we have to spread out that love across all the things, and why we can't have a centralized product line when every other card game under the sun does. It just seems weird to me. I
said this in an earlier video. I did a whole video, which you can watch, and the thumbnail is showing up somewhere, called How to Fix Collector Boosters. But the short of it is that I think that collector boosters could have all their cool stuff. I do think we should know what's in it. I think there should be more of a unifying. I don't think you should get non-foil cards in a collector booster. I think it should just be like, first off, they're all foil. I also think they should pick a special style. And I realize this requires more time and money, which is why they won't do it. But it's like, imagine if for Showcase, they have the Showcase for each set. They do the entire set in Showcase. Some of them show up in draft boosters, but all of them show up in collector boosters.
I don't think that would take more time and money, though.
The Showcase. They'd have to commission the artwork.
No, but what I mean is, at the current situation right now, is that almost every card in the set has like at least 2 versions, or every rare has 3 to 4 versions.
That's the other thing I don't like. I don't like it having all these versions where it's a subtle change. It's like in this one, Teferi has his hand up, and in this one, Teferi's flipping you off, but that's the only difference. I mean, wouldn't you love one with Teferi flipping you off?
I would windmill slam that into my cart on a singles website. So, but the point is, like Aftermath had 50 cards, but then it had 300 entries in terms of singles, which is an insane amount. So Vince, they could actually...
Vince, that's not fun.
No, it's the opposite of fun. It's actually infuriating. I hate it. But what they could do is reposition that effort, time, energy, money, commissioning of our frames, UI, and whatever, and to make it a more unified and clean way.
I love that. A unified, clean way. Collector boosters. And then what I said is this. You should be able to draft with a collector booster.
I agree with that 100%.
You put all
you can. They're 15 cards right now.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what I mean is when you open a collector booster, the first 15 cards should be a draft pack, essentially. And then there should be a special double-faced token that is a divider, and then you get the bonus. And the bonus is all the prizes and stuff where it's like, well, we want to put extra mythics in. We want to put extra rares in. We want to put commander cards in. Those come after the token. And so if you and I were to draft with collector boosters, we open it and we go, okay, you take the token and you put it aside. Some rich folks might enjoy saying all that goes in the pot. So whoever wins it gets to get that or something like that. But then we can still play with it. And it's maybe they're all special, so we're drafting, but they're all in the Showcase foil.
For that, isn't there? Because there was one of the Master sets had an extra foil in it, which
you put aside.
I think it was Masters 2 or 3, because they had a problem. People would open their seal pools at GPs, open double foil Goyf and drop because they want to. In drafts, that was it. They want to hand them off.
I saw a really popular YouTube video with like 500,000 views about that foil Goyf gate once.
Yes.
Yeah, I forget who did it. I think it was Nikachu, probably.
And he's reacting to my video on it. Do you know that? The clip he's using uses my sound. He's using mine. I messaged him about it, I think. Yeah.
Bye, Nikachu.
Anyway. So they actually did it where like you take the foil out and you draft for the rest of it. It can work. The problem is you now have more than 15 cards, and thus they'll charge you more, and thus we have a £20 product. And you're saying £20, $20, whatever.
Right.
For standard, we're now moving into territory where Lord of the Rings collector boosters are £35 in England, so they're £15 more, so they're like 55% more
for one booster.
And then we'll get into Commander Legends in England. They are £50 a booster. £50 a booster. I've recently met a lot of Pokemon creators who are getting into Pokemon,
That's not
and
fun.
when they asked me to explain this, they're like, "Why are they £50?" I'm like, well, some of the cards are going to be worth money, I guess. And Wizards can ask for it, and we just go, yeah, sure, and buy them anyway.
It's not fun.
It's bizarro.
It's not fun.
Bizarro. No, it's the opposite of fun. So, did mission statement make it more fun?
It made it less fun.
To open the early ones or all of it in general?
My opinion is I think Collector Booster Fun was not about fun. It was about mon-y.
Yes. I wish you didn't do that, but yes. No, absolutely. It's about
it was
monetization.
called Collector Booster Money. It was literally this. Like, prior to Collector Booster Fun, prior to Booster Fun, Project Booster Fun,
yes,
you had draft boosters, $4. Then you had Masters boosters, $10. And then they go, well, what if there were draft boosters that were $5 as well, or set boosters that were $5 and collector boosters that are $20, and people just bought it.
Yeah, how do we ask for the premium priced product pricing on non-premium priced products? Oh, we'll just make them all, not all foil.
Yeah,
some of them foil.
Not even all foil leases. I mean, I hate foils.
They did the test one years ago, though, right? Years ago, they had the all foil boosters in Shards of Alara.
Yeah, they were $6.99 each. All foil, 15 cards, all foil. They were cool. And I opened one up
Why did they bomb them?
I opened one up on my channel. And so this is this old pack from 1,000,000 years ago. Foils were flat. Funny that. And you know what's funny too is I opened up the Dominaria remastered collector boosters, and the foils were and remain, even unsleeved, flat as a plank.
Why that set in particular? Dominaria remastered. Not printed in the US?
I believe it was not printed in the US printer. I told people in that video, please contact Wizards and say, we really love how this was. We really want to see more of that. I did not hear a peep about anybody kicking up so the problem is when they do something good, you don't hear, right, but they do something bad. There's Reddit. Why wasn't there a thread at the top of Reddit saying, oh my God, these are flat, gorgeous foils. They are gorgeous and flat. They figured it out. They got the formula. And what you do is you say, what you did here, you use your weight and your money and you throw it around and you make it so that is now how foils are.
Yeah, but they're not. Not the latest.
There wasn't even a Reddit thread about it.
Yeah. Well, it's easier to keep making modern jokes about the Pinkertons and Pringles than it is to...
Knock, knock.
But maybe, no, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it.
Knock, knock.
I absolutely refuse.
Knock, knock.
No, who is there?
The Pinkertons, open up.
It's awful. Stop. I've seen creators on TikTok talking about magic, nothing to do with even the set. And the comments just like Pinkertons, lol.
I know. I support, if you haven't seen it, if you're not already watching Loading Ready Run, they did a tap, tap, concede, and I agree with Graham. Graham said morally he's upset with the Pinkertons and has many thoughts, but he said, as a comedian, stop making bad jokes about the Pinkertons. At least respect the form. Make a funny joke about the Pinkertons.
Yeah.
That was a bad joke on purpose, though. So that makes it funny.
Right.
That makes it funny.
Great.
I think
if Graham was watching,
if Graham was watching, he would say I respected the form. If Graham is watching, post a comment for engagement saying you respect the form.
Postmodern, so funny, unfunny, it's funny. I mean,
it's like it was bad on purpose.
My entire YouTube channel.
My entire YouTube channel is bad on purpose. So anytime you see a bad video on my YouTube channel, it's on purpose.
Right. Why am I the one getting us back on track? I'm normally trying to lead off. Where were we? Foil.
Can you tell we haven't seen each other in a long time and we really like each other?
Indeed. So why did the Shards of Alara foil? This was still on this because I'm interested because you won't remember. Yeah. I remember them being a bomb and being on store shelves for a long time because people just weren't willing to pay a couple quid more for it.
Why would I pay $6.99 for the same thing as a $4 booster? I guess when the whole thing's in foil.
Commander hadn't picked up.
Nope.
Collecting Magic was still what it was back then. It wasn't a huge thing. People wanted to play in events and foils aren't always great for events, even though they were less foil. Interesting how times have changed.
Imagine going back to them and saying, well, now there's going to be standard packs for $25, Masters packs for $17. How much is Commander Masters going to be? It's going to be huge.
Well, the non-collector?
The set boosters of Commander Masters are going to be like $400 a box.
It's like that, yeah. One thing that Project Booster Fun has killed that I just want to talk about as an anecdote is that after like GPs and events, or even someone wins big at an F&M or a local event, you'd often get product as prizing and you get like a box or whatever. And I can remember sitting with friends and ripping draft boxes and it was exciting, especially when expeditions were in draft boxes. I remember GP Bologna were cracking and people opened expeditions and it was incredibly hype. Now, you go to a prize wall and you don't necessarily want the draft boosters because they haven't got the foily premium super duper stuff. And the collector boosters are 4 or 5 times the price in terms of that. And no one ever gets boxes to open anymore. Or if you get a box and your friend's got a collector box, you feel a bit like you've bought the dud product. There can't just be me that feels that way. Sure.
No. I definitely think an ironic aspect of Project Booster Fun is that there's a lot less excitement for opening most boosters, that it's really collector or bust. but the collector is you're not going to get because it's so expensive a $240 box of 12 packs
or 4 packs. The case of the Legends one.
That's insane. That's insane. But here's a positive that it's done is because of all the whales opening it like crazy. The prices of singles, and part of why I always kind of said, hey, look into pricing of cards. But if you look at early days of the channel, I was all about, it's cool to get a couple packs as prizes and open them. It's fine. I knew friends, and I myself even did it. The new set comes out, you go into pre-release, you come home with a box to draft with friends, open it up, it's fun. None of that seems to happen anymore. No. Well, nobody even plays standard anymore.
The price of singles, though, that's a point I wanted to, we didn't actually vote in some notes, good time to reminded me. I don't think that succeeded because the Project Booster Fund was meant to A, make things more fun, and B, because the explosion collectible alternatives, all of the staples are worth less.
Yeah.
We're in a standard environment right now where Shieldred is worth $60 going up to $70, which proves to me that whilst Project Booster Fund might be working in some capacity, it's not achieving its full goals.
Yeah.
Because Shieldred, an in standard rare, should not be $60.
So the people
That's insane.
That's very interesting that you bring that up because the people I hear a lot, and I've said myself that collector boosters have made it so that a lot of singles are dirt cheap. It's like we do the booster box game and it's like, nope.
Yeah, there's very few actual hits, right?
But that's because of collector boosters. Many people say, and I have echoed, but you're kind of saying it hasn't worked because there's still things like a $60 Shieldred.
Yeah.
Why is Shieldred $60?
So she's played in other formats. That's one of the big reasons. She's actually played as far back as Vintage because you can cast a wheel with it. And Commander's the other one, right?
Yeah.
That's the big one. But I don't really still understand why she's that price. I don't get it because paper standard doesn't really drive the value of cards, in my humble opinion.
And I wonder if standard were still the staple of play.
It'd be worse.
Even with collector boosters, would collector boosters have really lowered prices, or are cards just worthless because no one plays standard anymore?
Oh, I hadn't thought of it that way.
Yeah,
a lot of if you see playing Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, Commander, Vintage, you've got all these desirable factors. Some of those, like Vintage, is very small, like 0.01%.
Right.
But what I mean is, all of them bring desire. I hadn't considered that. Not only are the cards getting mass printed, but no one necessarily needs physical bank busters because no one's playing standard in physical. Everyone's playing on Arena if they're playing standard at all.
Now you got something new to think about. That's my gift to you.
Oh, I see. My gift to you before this was telling that Beyonce was in more than one movie.
I wish we had been recording that. Was it recording for the pregame?
Oh my God. I don't think it was.
Oh, if we have the footage. He challenged me. I got it, though. I I correctly named a Beyonce song.
No. Hold up. I said to you, okay, if you know who Beyonce is, name
I do.
One movie she's in.
I do know who Beyonce is.
You ignored the fact that I threw the herring of the movie.
You're just trying to trick me, but that was a herring. I named the Ring on It song.
Say the name of the song for the viewers at home.
If you love it, then you better put a ring on it.
Yes, that famous Beyonce song. Anyway, moving on from that.
I know things. I am not completely disconnected from popular culture.
There's also an element that these Shieldreds, I was looking at prices the other day, the normal version of Shieldred that isn't foil and it isn't warped and it's readable because it's not Phyrexian, is worth more than some of the special ones.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Because there's so many special ones that none of them are even stand out than other ones. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the thing. If everything is special, nothing is. And I think the readable thing is really getting out of control, where it's really cute where you do a Judge promo of Elish Norn and it's in Phyrexian. And then maybe it's also cute that you do a secret layer and it's the 5 original Praetors in Phyrexian. But then it's like, hey, let's just print every card in Phyrexian. And let's
They haven't done that. It's like
not every. Well, you know me. I paint in broad
7
strokes.
Broad strokes. That's
I will bet you cash it's more than 7 cards printed in Phyrexian.
In that set, I think it's 5 Praetors.
Not in the set. In all of Magic.
In all of Magic, it's probably like 20.
That is too many. You can't read them.
How many Magic cards are there now? 21 million or something?
You're messing up my point. My point is that I think we're doing too much of cards that it's like, well, it might as well just be blank then. You can't read it.
I generally disagree though, because I'm a massive fan of foreign cards. I will buy Japanese, Korean, I'll buy European stuff when it's cheaper. My Commander deck that you're going to see tomorrow, it's got French and Italian cards in it. If you don't, so the other day I was playing a Commander I haven't played for 6 months. I drew Nissa from Kaladesh. I was like, I'm going to have to get my phone out because I can't remember what any of these abilities do. Some cards are better in foreign language or no text than others.
Sure.
Right? Shieldred is a good example of one where she's very sweet and simple and grokkable.
One of the old things, and this is true, is that they said that they wanted cards to have art that didn't change because they wanted it so that if you had a foreign card, you still recognized the card and then knew what it did. And now there are so many cards that you just, it's like nothing there isn't this like, what does anything look like anymore?
Yeah.
They have done so many versions of cards, and then we're going to do the cutesy cartoon ones. We're going to do the this. It's just overkill.
Well, that Pandora's box is open. This is an episode I'd love us to do, where we go back and talk about things that we've criticized in the past and how they end up being now. That's an episode for another time.
Yes.
But I probably was on that train for quite a while. But the Pandora's box is open. It's all poured out. And now it's settling. I'm like, well... Things look weird, and I can't tell what my opponent's stuff is. Someone played 2 Vorinclex against me at the store the other day on the other side of the table. They're both oil slicks. They both look identical. And I played the first one. I was like, sure, playing some Magic. Played the second one. You're playing a second Vorinclex? Oh no, this is Vorinclex 1.0.
Yeah.
This is Vorinclex 3.0. Didn't play a 2.0.
That's also, I'm getting a little sick of 18 different cards that are all the same character. And
it used to take years. It used to be exciting. When Thalia got a second version and we were like 7 years out, that was exciting. Niv has got like 6 versions. I used to love old Niv.
I feel it kills the iconic quality of them.
I would agree. I think it should be spaced out more. It makes it more impactful, more exciting. Like we never got... No, we did get a second Kozilek. He was just worse than the rest. But yeah. Anyway.
Speaking about everything pouring out of Pandora's box onto the floor, Lord of the Rings.
Pandora's box is not in Lord of the Rings, Brian.
Oh, right. That's being saved for the Theros secret layer of true Greek myth. Why didn't they do that one? Why didn't they do a Theros secret layer with Zeus? No, like they literally did Zeus, Aphrodite, Pandora's box, things like that.
Who's Zeus? Heliod?
Yeah.
Heliod doesn't throw lightning. Heliod fires sunbeams.
Since when does it have to make sense? They put an Eldrazi on a cereal box. It doesn't have to make sense.
That kind of makes sense.
Anyway. You're going to hit me with what the hell is going on in Lord of the Rings, and together we will hit our audience. What is going on in Project Rooster Fun?
So from the top, we're going to go through the collectability of Lord of the Rings according to Wizards of the Coast. So I guess we'll start with, there are 2 set symbols. This is something that people are already confused with.
There's 2 set symbols.
Yes, there's a normal set symbol with a ring on a triangle. Maybe we'll put it on screen now. That's the normal set. Yep. And if the ring itself is not coloured in, if it's white, it's the commander set. This is important because they revealed Wasteland yesterday, and everyone's like, Wasteland in Modern? I almost vomited. I was so excited. No, it's a box topper that's only technically in the commander. And that's the other thing. The box toppers aren't in the commander product, but they have the commander set symbol to code them so they only go into Legacy. But then people are like, so can I open this in the commander product? No, you cannot. It's a box topper.
All right, I want to stop you right now.
Box toppers, no, hang on, let me finish.
No.
Box toppers, precons, and some cards in some of the boosters are commander only.
Okay.
And they have a white ring.
Can I stop you here? Because I just need to ask a question.
Sure.
I'm not crazy, right? Like, that's already like ridiculous, right? Like we haven't even scratched the surface. And I just want to say, what the Okay, go on.
The fun thing is, once upon a time, they solved this issue when they had 2 happening at the same time by previewing the whole set, going, that's done, and then saying, now here's the commander products. They have in the past previewed them separated.
Previews are a mess.
But now they decided to go back to shifting them together. Right. Arena legality. We'll just skip over that crap. That's not bad.
No. What does that mean?
Okay, so let's talk about legality for a second. So Lord of the Rings is straight to Modern, as we all know.
So it's not on Arena because there is no Modern on Arena. So it's only going to Magic Online because there is no Modern on Arena. So why would Lord of the Rings go on Arena?
Historic, baby. They're going to be legal and historic.
Why would you possibly buy Lord of the Rings cards on Arena?
So the reason you would is because drafting's going to be on there. And the format's probably going to be a fun draft.
Probably.
Then where can you use your cards if you go into the premium draft where you keep cards? It's going to be Historic Brawl, and Gladiator, whichever one should play. It's sick. I'm a big fan of Historic. I actually like it in a very different format to Modern and Legacy and stuff like that. It's actually quite a refreshing change of pace.
Is Pioneer on Arena yet?
So Pioneer is not on Arena, but Explorer is. Explorer is Pioneer. It's crazy.
Right, but like how long is it going to take them to get Pioneer?
But can you imagine someone who's just started playing Magic tunes into this podcast and starts hearing this? Isn't it actually insanity? So the reason that Pioneer is not on Arena, for those of you who are catching up, is because not all the sets are on there. And they haven't got the time or the resources to put the sets on
the Modern legal set on there, and there isn't Modern on for the Arena.
So they're spending the time on Lord of the Rings because, they can sell your drafts of that.
All right, let us know in the comments if you could push a button and you get one of these 2 choices. And it's guaranteed. You either push the button, you get Lord of the Rings on Arena and no Pioneer, or you push the button, you get all of Pioneer 1-to-1 complete ratio on Arena, but they just don't do. They could have put it on instead of Lord of the Rings.
No. Doing all the sets that I currently need for Pioneer, which is still like half a dozen. They could have done it by now anyway. Okay, there is the One Ring.
The one ring, the amount of text on the one ring, or on the ring tempts you is like the equivalent of programming at least 2 sets in. Let's be fair.
Yes, I would also agree with that.
2 sets worth of text on the ring tempts you.
Personal opinion, I think the ring tempts you is a terrible mechanic. It just doesn't fit the set at all. Anyway, the One Ring. There was one serialization. Right. There was one ring.
Will there be one ring on Arena?
No. That'd be really interesting if you can just buy the skin of it online. But no, I've got it.
No, there's only one. There's one booster pack at random. We'll give one person it, and it's locked on their account.
That if it is a cosmetic, that's a great video for me to make. Where I open the one ring and everyone's got it. Anyway, only available in collector boosters.
Okay.
There are also serialized soul rings.
Yeah.
There's like, oh God, it's just, the numbers on the webpage. So there are 900 foil human rings, 9,000 non-foil serialized rings. Let me make sure I get the languages correctly. Where are the numbers? 300 the double rainbow. Sorry, we skipped the foiling right. Double rainbow foil. I don't know what that means. There's 300 double
doesn't
rainbow.
matter. Just buy it.
Elven ones.
Just buy it.
3,000 non-foil ones. 700 dwarven ones. 7,000 non-foil dwarven ones. The 7, 9, and 3 corresponds to how many of those rings there were in Lord of the Rings. I believe these are only in there to make people keep buying the packs after the one ring is found. Because once the one ring is found, if it's found, no one is buying £35 boosters. Right? No one is buying them. So there's a little bit of extra gumph there.
But if the ring will never be found by you or your friends or anyone you know, why are you buying them to begin with anyway?
Oh, so if you want to know, it's a 1 in 3 million chance.
Oh, okay.
Are you feeling lucky?
No.
A £35 a lottery ticket. How lucky are you feeling?
I have a beautiful wife and child. I do feel lucky.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Moving on. Realm and Relic box toppers. Now, this is a bit that I'm going to pause on, actually, and you can cut this, because I don't know what boxes they come in.
No, don't pause on that. Show this. He's literally reading it off the Wizards website, and it doesn't make sense to him.
These traditional foil cards are mythic rare and come in single hard box topper boosters found in each set, draft, and collector. Okay, props to them. I thought these were only going to be collector. I thought there'd only be a box top and collector boosters boxes.
Okay.
Every booster box comes with a
collector.
No, with a box topper.
Box topper.
Similar to Ultimate Masters.
Right.
That's probably the best comparison. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And those are anything from a Trailblazer's Amulet, which is like the lowest, a Bajuka Bog even, right up to Wastelands, Ancient Tombs, Great Henges, really premium Commander, old staple stuff.
Okay.
So pretty banging. I actually really like this. Borderless scene cards and borderless lands, Brian. They can only be found, as far as I understand it, in bundles, which we'll come to in a moment.
Wait, there's more than one bundle?
There is more than one bundle, but you're going to wait half a year for the other 5 bundles.
5 bundles?
I think it's 5. We're getting there. The page is really long. Can you just hold up? Right. Hold up. More borderless. Okay. And then there's a showcase ring variants. So that's a ring variant. They're in all the collector boosters, set boosters, but not normals, I think. Some of this information is going to be slightly wrong because I'm just really
You're literally reading it off the Wizards website.
No, because I literally read it. It'd be the whole podcast. It'd take us about an hour. I think it'd take us 30 plus minutes to read the webpage. All
right.
Okay. On to the next product. Collector boosters.
All right.
So they are the ones with the serialized rings in them.
Right.
And in England, they're £35 a pop. They come with 3 traditional foil commons.
Ooh, boy.
1 traditional foil common. Or, hang on, no. Or one of the following. You don't want me to read this,
No. This is crazy. What's your point? What's your point, Vince?
I don't know what my point is. I'm getting confused. There are so many things. So in one of these slots...
There's also 2 types of collector boosters.
Okay, let's get to that.
There's 2 types of collector boosters. I'm not making this up. There's 2 types of collector boosters.
I can't tell you everything in a collector booster without it sounding like word soup, so we're just going to skip over that. There's percentage of chance to open certain rares, certain cards replaced with 1 of 13 different cards. It's absolute nonsense. There are 2 collector booster products, you're correct, but you'll only find 1 on store shelves this summer. The other one comes in November. They're called special edition collector boosters.
Oh, so they're special. So what extra thing do they have?
So the special thing about them is you can't get any serialized cards in them.
Oh, so the special thing about them is that they have less in them.
Correct. And I have a theory, a tinfoil hat theory.
At this point, it's a mercy killing.
Okay, so there's a 1 in 3 million chance of opening a serialized 1 ring, okay? And that chance on the back of the packet is very important for lawful reasons that they tell you what the chances are, because they are doing this as a big promotion, right? Yeah. A big, I'd say arguably close to being gambling promotion. Not quite by a court of law, but close. They can't print more collector boosters because that ratio gets thrown off. If they put another million, it's not 1 in 3 million now, it's 1 in 4 million, right? So what do? You print more collector boosters that just don't have it in and then call them, for some inexplicable reason, special edition boosters. They're seeing that these boosters are already selling out, so they're doing a second print run, as they've done with other products in the past.
Just to trick people.
To an extent, yeah. I think the naming is very dishonest. Right? Like, this is like the Warhammer decks. They've done 4 print runs of those, but there's no weird thing you can open them, so they haven't had to rename them. I genuinely believe the only reason it's renamed is because they had to cover themselves. And they're like, what do we call them? Do we call them less special collector boosters? No. Do we call them collector boosters with not a chance to get the cool thing in it? No. They call them...
Epilogue collector boosters.
No, because that's already that's a term they'll never go back to, because it's like radioactive. They call them special edition, and there's nothing special about them, except they come out around Christmas.
Why is the Jumpstart thing being called Jumpstart 2.0 or something?
Okay, so at the same time...
What's it being called? Jumpstart 2.0?
So at the same time that we get special edition collector boosters in November, we are also getting more bundles. We'll come to that in a moment. And we're getting Jumpstart Volume 2, which is de facto not the Volume 2.
But what does that mean?
It means that it's Jumpstart.
Is it like real Jumpstart or like set Jumpstart? Like where they were doing the Jumpstart where is it like good Jumpstart or bad Jumpstart?
According to the website, I think it's got Lord of the Rings themes to it. 5 themes total. So that sounds like the bad one, right?
Yes, that's the bad one.
So for people who don't know, do you want to quickly explain the difference between
I have a whole video about this linked here, blah, 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 blah. The short of it is that they do the bad Jumpstart and you just get 1 theme for each color. And then sometimes they try and make you think it's 10 themes, but it's really not. And then the good Jumpstart is there's a pack and it's elves and there's a pack and it's,
like 20 or 30
whatever. And
themes.
it's such, and there's original designs and there's good reprints and it's such a fun experience. And then there's this sham of a lying. So it's that one.
Yes.
And they even renamed it again to try and trick
Volume 2.
Volume 2.
Which doesn't even line up with...
Doesn't make any sense. Okay.
And then in November, we're getting more bundles. And these come with panoramic scenes, multiple cards that make a little scene, Gandalf casting a spell, Aragorn waving his sword around, that sort of stuff. And I hated the idea.
Yeah.
But then I was saying to you, I looked and I'm like, well, I can't... It's cool that they're on the box cover. This is the one with Aragorn. This is the one with Gandalf. I much prefer them telling us what's in it than give me another randomized booster product to chase stuff in, because I'm tired of chasing the variants that I want in Magic. Buy singles kits. There are 6 bundles. There's 4 of the ones with the art on them that I quite like. There's one that's a normal bundle, and there's one that's a gift one that has 1 collector booster in it. And it's a collector booster of the one that can get the ring. That one's coming out. And then there's 4 commander decks as well. And that are pre-release kits. That's all of...
Lord of the Rings. No, you missed the arena starter kits.
Oh, yes, there are starter kits.
Yes.
Frodo and Aragorn. I've just looked at them.
Now, are those cards unique to the starter kits, or are they cards from the main set reprinted with different artwork?
I don't know.
Or are they reprinted with the same artwork? Or is there a version
like the
with
same
new artwork?
But they might have previewed the artwork for the starter kit, and then we'll get a different one.
Right, and that's the starter kit.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's everything.
Yes.
Yes. Cool. And it's going to be modern legal.
Yes.
So what happens?
No. Anything with a colored in ring, modern legal.
Right.
Anything with the white ring, which is the 4 commander products, maybe some additional cards in the boosters, because I've done that recently, haven't they, as well, and box toppers. They're all only legacy legal.
Cool. Is it fun, or would it have been more fun? Okay, like all joking aside, I want to now ask you a question.
Yes.
Would it have been more fun if they had designed the Lord of the Rings set and they had, it's your draft booster box, here's all it is, there's 1 version of artwork for each card, and then there's your collector booster box, there is 1 alternate artwork for each card, and the alternate artworks, some of them will appear in the draft booster, all of them appear in the collector.
I think that still sounds terrible, because they'll just charge you the same price. If that is the booster and it's £20, I'm still like, nah.
Well, the draft booster should be $4.
Yes, draft booster's 4, collector's 20. I'm still like, this is horrible.
Well,
I mean, the pricing is horrible, and they're never going to change that.
Collector boosters, yes. So,
I would much prefer if there's a draftable set, some commander precons, and but maybe I'm old man shouting at clouds.
They could never here's the other thing too, to kind of really put a bow on this. There's no way to put the toothpaste back in the tube, because they could never just go and back to, we've got a new set coming out in the fall, they're just draft boosters this time.
No, because it'd be admitting defeat. It would make less money
by a lot. Like this would be like this is their record profits, though, isn't it? Isn't this their record profits? Is in some part, some major part,
absolutely must be,
that they now have 16 different booster packs.
I think it's really interesting though, because it's very difficult to tell what thing they're doing has created the record profits, because they've done so much different in the last few years. We've had Universes Beyond come out, which they've already said that the Warhammer decks are one of the most successful products they've ever made.
Sure.
Considering that we know that Modern Horizons 2 or 1 sold 200 million, that's suggesting that the Warhammer decks made more than $200 million.
wild.
Yes. So that could be the one thing that's making them boom, right? But we'll never know. And we just do this a lot. There's so much stuff thrown out there. It's very hard to figure out what is the real success story. And them going back on it would be A, admitting defeat, and B, perhaps killing off the golden goose before they've milked it enough.
Right.
So I don't think they ever will, no. But like,
what happens when maybe the collector boosters or the set boosters themselves maybe stop selling? What happens if that starts to happen?
I wonder if that's a possibility with the prices going up.
I think they're gonna. I think that Aftermath is just the beginning of the. We're seeing more and more misses. They're throwing so much at the wall, and we're seeing more and more misses. And I think Aftermath was probably a big miss, a big loss. I think Double Feature was a big miss, a big loss.
Sure.
I think there have been a couple other things like that. I honestly think that the Jumpstart, the bad Jumpstart sets can't be making them money. I know stores are liquidating them and not requesting them.
And that's the problem, right?
Like
stores are stuck with this stuff, right? But I think Aftermath being so much a failure is going to be hidden. Because I think Lord of the Rings is going to be an overwhelming success no matter what they do.
Yeah.
Because Lord of the Rings.
It is.
And then it's going to be followed up by Commander Masters, which, whilst a lot of us are going to be upset about the price and think it's ludicrous.
It's going to be a success because it says Commander on the box.
I think if they were going Aftermath into another standard set, we would have probably seen a genuine point where they have to take notice of what they've done incorrectly.
Right.
I think they're going to have two huge successes. Because if Warhammer's one of the most successful, I'm assuming Lord of the Rings must be going to do a similar amount. But
right.
This has got randomized packs at £35 a piece. So it's even more money to make, bigger margins. So I think they are making mistakes that will make them have to take stock of things, but I don't think we're going to see them take stock of things for quite a bit longer because the successes are going to hide the failures. And Aftermath was a serious failure.
Final question then. If all that matters is that it's Lord of the Rings, if all that matters is that it's going to sell because it's Warhammer, it's going to sell because it's Lord of the Rings, it's going to sell because it's Doctor Who, it's going to sell because we finally got the Star Wars license, or as I predicted, the Star Trek license, well, then there you go. See his reaction. All that crap that he just, sorry, I didn't mean to swear, all that damn that he just listed off. And as soon as I go Star Wars, he goes, oh, ha, and not like, no. That's why, but then is Magic just going to turn into, yeah, it's just to buy it because it's got your favorite, cartoons on it and stuff. Well, it's not about, he showed me a card earlier and I started reading what the card did. And he said, no, just look at what it is. And he said it doesn't, but this was a real moment. And he said, it doesn't matter what the card does. Look at the artwork on it. It's this iconic.
The card had already been spoiled. That was why. It was a few weeks ago. So I don't know. We've seen this already. It's the.
But I was reading the card and I said it isn't very good. And he said it doesn't matter. Look what it is. Yeah. And is that what Magic's becoming?
To an extent, yes.
Is that not good? Is that?
I don't agree with you on this one. I actually.
You like it?
Yes. At first.
You liked that it didn't matter what the card did. It just had the art you liked.
No, what the card does matters too. Absolutely.
That's not what you told me before we started filming.
No. That's you are absolutely disingenuously framing what I said incorrectly. What the card does matter.
Oh, you sound like Wizards of the Coast talking to me now.
Right. So Magic the Gathering as a card game is the best card game because the rule system is so good.
Yeah.
And it's so good at taking on themes and flavors, monster of the week, set of the week, plane of the week, right? We've seen it go through its own themes and stuff like that. Wizards have failed or been unsuccessful because they haven't tried hard enough to make their own brand as big as something like any of the stuff we're talking about, right? Any of the big hitters. They have consistently failed to make a movie, make a TV show, do anything to get that brand to resonate anyway beyond the card game.
Right.
They're bringing in other brands now, not necessarily to replace Magic itself, but because the game itself adapts to those themes and flavors so well. The reason the Warhammer decks were not only a slam dunk in sales because Warhammer is a popular franchise, but because everyone and their dog loved them except for pretty much you, is that...
I said they were one of the best products of the year, mother...
There we go. Because they were thematically on point.
Because they were good cards.
The people who designed
what the cards, the text said was good.
I don't know, 12 of them are powerhouses. Everything else is crazy. Good. Honestly, there's cards in the Chaos deck I still play now that are terrible, but they're so on point for what they would do in Warhammer. They were a flavor slam dunk. The team that made them, absolutely hats off to you, and I keep saying this every time I'm so negative, they were incredible. Yeah. And I'm excited for Doctor Who, because I think they'll do it again. I think they will succeed in hitting the story beats of random episodes, sagas that hit certain points.
I got one over on the sagas. So I made a video and I talked about I love Doctor Who with a passion and I love Magic with a passion, but I just like Magic to be Magic, and I just don't. I'm not upset that Doctor Who is coming, but it's just not. I'll maybe buy it to collect and to keep separate. And then when I started seeing them preview it, and when those sagas hit, where each Doctor is going to have a saga of their own story, I was like, I just was like, I'm in. I'm in. I don't care. I'm like, I felt this like something in this region right here.
Your second heart start. Does a Doctor Who have two hearts?
Yeah, he does, but the other
was that Klingons?
The
Klingons have Doctor Who, aren't they?
Klingons do have redundant organs, but they don't have two hearts.
Captain Picard has two hearts, doesn't he? Didn't a Klingon once stab him with a heart?
It was a Nausicaan, but we're getting off point.
I like doing it to Brian when he actually knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But you're right, because design is so good.
I was trying to say I felt joy, Vince. I was trying to say I felt joy. I felt joy.
And why was that? Because magic is a good property for this. The design, Saga as a design, as a concept.
Why are there Doctor Who collector boosters, though?
Well, that's the point. That's the whole point of this video, right? Magic can take on Lord of the Rings and do it justice, although I think they've actually failed with the attempting of the ring. But in addition to that, they do want you to buy £35 or $35 or $40 boosters to chase that One Ring high. And for the record, by the way, I quite like the serialized One Ring. I don't hate that idea.
I don't hate it either. I'm not that keen.
Imagine if it's in draft boosters, though.
I'm mixed on it. I'm not, again, I genuinely don't hate it, but I genuinely am not. I don't love it either. I feel very like, yeah, all right. Like towards it. I just feel a little bit of apathy towards that.
What is it you don't like about it?
I literally, you sound like my goddamn audience who says, oh, he hates secret layers. I don't say that. I literally made a video saying I like secret layers and stuff. I literally said I don't hate it. I don't have anything I hate about it. So then you ask me, what do I hate about it? No. I don't hate it.
You don't love it, you don't hate it. So what is causing you not to love it? What is bringing you apathy? That's the correct.
There's nothing I don't like about it. But I said to you, I don't hate it.
The YouTube comments are getting to him.
The YouTube comments are getting to me because I don't hate secret layers.
I'm opening my mouth and all he can see is a YouTube comment in there, just like,
it's because I don't hate
What's he shill? What's he shill? You're always so negative.
I don't hate them. They just make a lot of them and I freak out.
Yes. So tell me.
I have to review these things.
Why are you apathetic about the One Ring? That was the question.
Because I'm never going to, here's why, I can answer it. I will never own it. I will never see it. I may never know someone to find it. And so I feel like it's like to me, it's like winning the lottery, and I never bought a lottery ticket or cared about, 56 million. It's not going to be me. It just feels like, yeah, but it's not a thing. But I like being able to, like, with masterpieces.
Never met a lottery winner. I've never met a lottery winner.
You know that Soul Ring masterpiece? I got to save up trade cards, and eventually I don't have one. I actually got a different one, but I could have gotten that one.
Yeah, those still exist. The serialized other rings and stuff.
Okay,
my point is,
just feel like it's too out of reach.
Sure, but
every
lottery wins, Brian.
I don't like the lottery. I don't play the lottery. I don't dislike it. It funds schools.
But the lottery isn't £35 a pop, and it funds schools. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the disgusting part. Is that they're going to charge you over the odds? And what is it funding? The profit margins of wishes to go up. And the thing is, the line's always got to go up. So where are we on the scale of how much collectibles are going to end up costing?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if we're going to sit down in a year's time, Brian, for another remote episode.
So what was it? Why did you hate the Warhammer Commander decks?
I loved them. I absolutely loved them. I was fanatical about them.
No, but I just did that because...
No, because no one ever says that to me.
Yeah.
People get angry at me for saying I like them, Brian. That's what you should have done. It's like, why did you love them? You watch his shell. I'm like, I'm sorry that I liked a product. My God. Yeah. But yeah.
Anyway,
so, should have been in draft boosters. I wish there were draft boosters. A final closing point I wanted to bring up. Pokemon, as I've mentioned a couple of times now, I'm really into it right now.
I love seeing Vince get into Pokemon.
The game is actually really good.
It is. I like Pokemon. Really good.
So, I'm excited. I got apathetic and bored of opening boosters. And I just won't open stuff. My friends always laugh, how can you keep products sealed? And I just don't care anymore, especially with the changes in how products have worked. Pokemon's got me excited again because it's one product, one singular booster. Everything you can open that's a chase fair, it's only in that product. I can open my alt arts from those boosters. And then those boosters also give me boosters online with a digital code, which is a whole different kettle of fish. It's just such a good value proposition in terms of like going into the game, I can collect, I can put cards. It's so good compared to what we've got in Magic at the moment.
I guess that's my final thought as well, is that for me, even discounting the price of collector boosters and all that stuff, which we all know my issue with that, but I just wish I clearly knew what it was. What is it? And it's the same thing, I'll be honest with you, the ring tempts you. I just tune out. I don't care. I don't care.
You're going to draft the set?
It's too large.
You're going to draft the set but put no cards that says ring tempts you into your deck?
That's actually pretty accurate. I'm just like, I don't know what this does. This is stupid.
It is, yeah.
And that's how I feel about collector boosters. I don't know what this does. It's stupid.
Yeah.
See you in 9 months, Vince.
Oh, I thought we were filming again tomorrow.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, it's a joke.
I know it's a joke. I was also caught off guard because I thought you'd done the final line.
Yeah, but you're supposed to laugh at.
Hang on, I'll do a clean laugh for the editor. Next time on Shuffle Up and Play.
Today, we have a powerful pod of potent personalities coming to bring you Commander, but with a twist.
This format is Treasure Cruise. It was developed by members of my Discord to satisfy the base Magic player urge to gamble whenever possible. It features a special add-on deck of mostly helpful artifacts with a couple harmful curses that you can roll a die to go digging and get something for free on your board.
Ba-boom! God damn it.
Is this back-to-back curses? Oh, it's time. It's time for bees.
No!
Not the bees!
Ironcrag Pyromancer. I see a lot of things that die to 3 damage, so I'm pretty excited about that.
So everything in your hand and in play dies to removal?
Specifically removal that is set up by the Howling one that's currently in play. Oh, stop it. Outside of game, how, if I'm gonna just top,
I think you need to say to the camera, I'd like some top, please.
I would like some top, please.
It's almost